Welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today I am very pleased to have one of my favorite topics talked about. We have Julie Keller from the Schakolad Chocolate Factory in Virginia Beach here.
Thank you.
And chocolate is one of my favorite topics.
Yes, I hear that a lot.
I'm a chocoholic, so anyway, why don't we start with you giving us an overview of what your company does. I think the name kind of says a little bit about what you do, but I found out there's a lot more involved in it actually. So
I found that out myself when I started this business about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Schakolad Chocolate Factory is just that. It's a chocolate factory. We make everything in-house. Every day we're dipping something different. We specialize in molded chocolate items. So we've got thousands of chocolate molds that we can use. And we create all kinds of fun, interesting things for gifts, just for fun
Made
gift
entirely
giving.
out of chocolate.
Completely out of chocolate. Three-dimensional molds, anything from a chocolate toothbrush to a life-size football. Anything can be made to order.
Yeah, well, you were telling me about the chocolate toothbrush, and I thought that was kind of funny. It's kind of like, and this is in either dark chocolate or white chocolate or milk chocolate.
Right. We use one brand of chocolate, but we offer milk, dark, or white. So if you have a preference, then we can accommodate that.
Okay. Well, I'm a dark chocolate guy. Okay. Well, that sounds good. And you were telling me how you got involved in this. Why don't you just tell everybody how did you get involved in that? Because it's an unusual thing to do if you aren't from that background.
That's true, and I didn't really know much about Schakolad Chocolate Factory. Before I started in this business, I was working at a private school for my kids' tuition, and my kids graduated and moved on to high school, and I was looking for something to do, but being out of the workforce for so many years, it was difficult to find something. My brother-in-law came upon this business and proposed it to myself and my sister, and said, you know, this is something that looks like it's an interesting business, very creative, which was interesting to me. And I talked my sister into working with me and helping me with the books, but then that developed into a lot more.
Yeah.
And, you know, as many small business owners know, it becomes a lot more involved than you originally anticipate. And because we make everything fresh there, it's a lot of work, and we enjoy it. So we bought an existing business. Schakolad Chocolate Factory is actually a franchise, so we're one of some 30 locations, mostly up and down the East Coast.
And where are you located in Virginia Beach?
We are in the Renaissance Shopping Center on Great Neck Road, and have been in that location for about 10 years now.
Wow. Okay.
So it was nice because we were able to take over an existing business, but as we did, it developed into a lot more, I think. The premise of the business is to offer everything fresh, made on premises, and so we have different truffles that we're making each day, and that's fun and interesting for the retail customer, but also we have a number of corporate customers who use our services at holiday gift giving or whenever. And the thing that sold me about this business is that we have the ability to put a custom logo into chocolate. So at the holidays or at gift giving time for many businesses, they come to us and they give us their logo or their company name, and we're able to put it into a chocolate bar. This one's ours. This is Schakolad's logo, and any business could have a mold created like that, and surrounded by a selection of chocolates, and it makes for a really nice gift. And just about any industry would be interested in something like this. So when I found this out about what this business has the capability of doing, I was even more interested, because you can go to just about any industry and promote this product, and everyone can benefit from it.
Okay, well, you touched on about 5 of my questions, and I'm going to kind of go a little deeper into some of them, okay? So So you've said a couple of times that it's made fresh at your store.
Right.
Okay, could you talk about that process, because that is something that it does make a difference when things are made fresh.
I agree.
Versus, there is a difference.
I agree.
I found that out. Just as a side note, I found that out. I was shooting at Planter's Peanuts factory, and they were canning cashews. And they pulled a can off the line, and we had hot cashews. No comparison to,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the regular cashews, but no comparison to the hot, fresh, I mean, it was a totally
Right.
different product. So I don't know if chocolate's that same way or not, but you make this right there, and they can watch you make it, or they can
Right.
see you make it, okay?
That's right. You can come into the retail store, and each day we are dipping something different because everything has a different expiration, so to speak. We have fresh truffles, we have truffles that are 6-month shelf life, and then we have things that are mixed with solid chocolate that has a longer shelf life. So we make small batches so that it all continues to be dipped fresh. For instance, a fresh truffle, we make the center the night before. We let it set overnight, then refrigerate it and dip it the next day. So it's a process that you have to sort of plan ahead and know what you're going to be doing the next day.
Okay, and you're dealing with companies. Can you tell us or give us some examples of, I know that you deal with people too, and we'll talk about that in a second, I mean, just regular personal things, but for companies, give us some examples of how companies have used you.
Well, we have a couple of great relationships with businesses locally. Dr. Konikoff is one that has been using our services for a while. They've created a 3-dimensional chocolate dental screw. And Dr. Konikoff does implants. And so the periodontist, he I guess gives these chocolate dental screws to his clients at the end of a service. That's been a really great ongoing relationship, and it's developed into other things where they've had their own custom toothbrush made, and they hand those out to patients. Some corporate Christmas holiday gift giving baskets and
And
things.
you mentioned to me that you have a chocolate box, where the box itself is made of chocolate?
Yeah, we have a big selection
That's pretty
actually
cool.
of chocolate boxes. They're pour molds, so once you undo the plastic mold, it is a box, and then there's a lid, and you can put chocolates inside. So we've got circles and squares and hearts. We do a lot of heart chocolate boxes for Valentine's Day. Really interesting. Many people don't carry that sort of thing.
And you do wedding stuff too as well, right? Weddings?
We do a lot of party favors for lots of different occasions. We can create bridegroom truffles, bridegroom cake pops, lots of boxed or packaged wedding favors.
And you have thousands of molds that they can choose from.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, like their company logo or something, you can get it made, right?
You can. There are so many molds out there that you could just kind of create something unique if that is what you're looking for. Or you can have, for instance, we've done a chocolate transfer on top of a truffle with the bridegroom monogram and date of marriage. That's pretty high-end custom piece for something like a wedding.
Right.
But we've also done a particular shape, like a chocolate heart, with a handwritten initial on it. So at a much lower price point. So just about anything for for whatever price point you're at.
All right, so let me ask you, do you have any requests for sugar-free chocolate?
We do. Actually, we have a lot of regular customers that come in for our sugar-free. It's not something that we make in store. That's the one thing that we do outsource, and that's because this company does a really good job, and we're able to sell it by piece, whereas a lot of places you can't find sugar-free by the piece. But we have a lot of regulars that know about us for that.
And so what are the most popular items that you have?
Sort of changes seasonally, but lately a couple of favorites are sea salt caramels. We do those. Those are quite popular. And chocolate covered bacon. Not my favorite, but it sells like crazy.
Really?
People
really?
are very
I've not
interested
tried that,
in
so
that.
I'll reserve judgment. I haven't tried it.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste, but everybody seems to be working with chocolate and bacon these days. So
Really?
we take an actual strip of
I think
bacon.
bacon's finding its way into everything.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. And one other interesting thing that I found when I was talking with you was that you do field trips and tours
Right.
of the factory
Right.
and all. And so you want to tell us about that, because that's rather
Absolutely.
interesting.
Well, because we are a chocolate factory and we do everything where you can see, we've had a lot of requests for tours, field trips, private parties, and we see small groups that come in by appointment, and we show them a short movie, we serve them a drink, we take them over to the chocolate vats, depending on their age. We show them how the manufacturing process works, and they get a chance to get their hands in it. And we show them how to decorate with white chocolate on a chocolate bar, and that's what they take home. Lots of different price points for that sort of thing, and whatever your interests are. We do birthday parties for just about any age, and create a chocolate project that you can get your hands in and, enjoy the whole
That's
process, and then take home whatever.
And they get to learn something at the same time.
That's right.
Do schools come there?
We see a lot of schools, a lot of daycares, a lot of Girl Scout troops, garden clubs, for our Sweet Night Out events, which are held in the evenings. We see a lot of financial planners or other folks that want to entertain their guests with chocolate, and we'll set up a chocolate fountain, do a short presentation, and break the groups into smaller groups and have them compete against each other, or make it fun and involve chocolate, and just about any age is interested in that.
I know that I asked you when we were on the phone, so I know your answer to this, but I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this are asking themselves, saying to themselves, if I worked there, I'd be big as a house. And I know that'd be my case. But is it true that when you work there, after a while, you kind of lose your desire to eat everything in the world?
Well, that's true. That's true. It was probably about a month into it when I stopped smelling it. Because when you walk into the store, the smell of chocolate really overwhelms. But I don't smell it anymore, so it kind of really takes away any interest of continually eating it.
Yeah, well,
I save it for what I really, really want.
Right. Well, that's good, because otherwise that could lead to other problems if you
That's right.
overate. Okay, is there anything that I haven't touched on that you'd like to talk about?
I think we talked about everything.
Okay.
With the holidays coming up, I'm always looking for new businesses that may be interested in promoting their business name in chocolate, and there's lots of different ways to do it. So keep it in mind.
And if they were going to contact you for that, we're going to have your contact information here. But if they're going to contact you, what is the process they go through?
Well, our retail store is on Great Neck Road. It's in the Renaissance Shopping Center. We're at 401 North Great Neck Road. Our phone number is area 757-486-3740. You can email me at Virginia Beach, spelled out, at Schakolad.com, and that information would be at the end of this.
Okay. Now, let's say I have a company, and I'm interested in promoting the company, would I just come in and look at different sample ideas or something, discuss things with you? I mean, you wouldn't do that on the phone, would you?
Well, lots
both?
of different ways to start. If it's convenient to stop in, great. If not, then you can always call and make an appointment.
Okay.
I'd be happy to come out to you,
Oh, okay.
show you some samples and some examples of what we've done.
Okay.
Get that ball rolling, and generally what I need is an email with probably a JPEG of whatever the image is that you're interested in having put in Schakolad.
Okay. All right. Well, so if you have a company that is in need of branding in chocolate, or you would like to do some gift giving for your customers, or you have a wedding coming up, or some event, or would just like to have your group tour the factory, you can give Julie Keller a call. And her contact information is at the end of this video and at the end of this page. We thank you very much for coming in and being
Thank
our
you.
guest today.
It's a pleasure.
All right, thanks.